hopefully you see just how dead simple it is to kind of get going here. And, we made like a very complicated thing, Vagrant, and had it all done for us. We're just creating files like I'm doing right now. I'm creating a test.php in public. I'm going to put test. And just to reiterate, if we navigate to test, we get that text. So you could put whatever files or PHP project you have, dump it in public, and you'll be good to go, pretty much. And, this is a really nice workflow because we are literally just creating files on our desktop, which normally we wouldn't be able to run PHP. And so long now we run it from the IP, we're able to run whatever we want. So with that being said, let's go ahead and what if we wanted to connect to a database? Well, inside this box, like I've been saying, there's a lot of stuff, including multiple types of databases. The one that I'm going to talk about is the common one, which is probably the one you care about, MySQL or MySQL. And to access it, there's two ways. You could do it from a desktop client or your application. We purposely left out PHP-MyAdmin from Scotch Box because it's just so much. Once you start using a desktop client, this is me kind of trying to force this on people. I apologize if you love PHP-MyAdmin, but once you start using one of these, it makes development a million times easier. So try to get used to this if you can. But SQL Pro and Navicat are both free. SQL Pro's for Mac, Navicat's for Windows. And to connect, we need to do a few things. So let's open up iTerm or your terminal. And remember when we were doing this, Vagrant SSH, and it was putting us inside the VM just as a normal SSH. Technically, you could connect to the database this way if you like to do command line stuff. I don't think anybody really likes to do that by default. So what we're going to do is kind of mimic this. So there's another command called Vagrant SSH-config where it's going to output all the stuff as part of, it's going to output all the connection that you would normally do to connect to via SSH. So Vagrant SSH is really just a short code for pretty much something like this. SSH user Vagrant at 127.01, port number 222, identity file. It's like the same thing. It's just like a short key. So we're going to do in our desktop client SSH forwarding based on these credentials, which if you go to the website and you go to the docs, it will have all those credentials already written out for you, so you don't have to try to figure anything out. Just copy and paste it all in there. And what we're going to do is connect through SSH following those settings. And then there's a user set up with full root privileges with a password of root. So if you put that in, put the MySQL user of root, MySQL user password root, and connect, you'll connect to the box. Inside the box, there is a database already set up called Scotch Box to make it a little bit quicker. You can import your database here, or if you wanted to create tables, you could do it that way. Or if you want to create your own database and call it, I already created some other ones in here, whatever and whatever too. You could do that. Either way, it's totally up to you. That's how you kind of connect through the desktop client. Now, if you want to connect through the application, it's really simple. You just do exactly how you would in your regular workflow. So I don't even know I'm copying and pasting this code from W3 Schools, but server name localhost, username root, password root, and attempt a MySQL connection. If it fails, tell us. If it doesn't, tell us we're good to go. And if I refresh on the home page, it will say we're good to go, which is great. We've connected to the database. Now, normally you're not going to do manual connections. Probably your framework or CMS does it for you, but these are the credentials and they stay the same. So like maybe if there was like it would be something like this. And I'm just going to type this out really quick. depending on what framework you use, it probably looks something like that. And those are the settings. And that's how you connect to the database. Pretty easy. Before I wrap this lesson up, I want to quickly make a note. Previously in the old lessons, I was trying to do comment blocks like this. And if you're following along, it probably broke. You just can't do a comment block in Ruby like that. They have to be hashtags. Just a heads up. I kind of caught that when I was messing around with preparing this lesson. All right, with that being said, let's jump into, I want to show you guys a little bit more about this SSH thing, and then we'll cover some other items.